starting to make his way around the circuit, and is one of Ralph's favorite guys, a guy I just traded for, and I'm very pleased with getting him back as a result of it. I'm talking about Tyler O'Neill. Canada is in the house, and the infusion of ketchup-flavored potato chip lovers in American sports continues with this guy. I'm curious, is he
delicious?
Is he actually the best hitter that no one has yet heard of?
I think so. I think he is one of the most underrated prospects in the minors. I have, a bit of a prospect crush in this guy. I mean, everything about him I love. Huge hitter, huge student of the game. Made big strides this year in terms of his plate approach, knocked down the strikeout rate. In turn, he was the best player in Double-A that was there for the full season. Won the Southern League MVP, ended up leading the Jackson Generals actually to the Southern League title. Showed that he had that clutch gene. This is something I actually discussed in the Razzball podcast right after it happened. As he, I think he slashed 448, 515, 828 with 3 homers and 9 RBIs in the championship series. So that shows you the kind of player he can be in the big moments. I call him the King of the North. He's a Canadian. His father was actually like Mr. Canada. If you look at the guy, he's a bodybuilder kind of a build, thick neck. But he is a good athlete. I know some people say that he's stiff and all that sort of stuff. Some people have knocked his fielding. He's made huge strides. He's put in a lot of work in the outfield, become, an above average outfielder. I think this guy is sort of that next wave, that first wave of the Dipoto prospects, Jerry Dipoto, obviously the new GM of the Mariners. They've totally changed up their approach in terms of, how they're having their hitters actually, approach hitting. Guys, that have had bad seasons in the past, like DJ Peterson, people are sort of giving up on him. Same thing with O'Neill that had contact issues. They really focused in instructs and then in spring training this year on having those guys have a plan, an approach, and be more patient at the plate. In turn, both of those guys obviously had much better seasons. O'Neill took off. I think he's a top 20 hitter in terms of fantasy baseball prospects. He went to the Arizona Fall League this year. He raked the Fall League, had 3 homers, slash 293, 292, 395, 486. And then if you're looking at, what he did in the regular season, this is a guy that slashed 293, 374, 508 with 24 homers, 102 RBIs, and 12 steals. So he's got a little bit of speed as well. I think O'Neill is off the charts, and he's somebody that you can probably get cheap. And this is probably the last time you're going to be able to get him cheap.
Yeah, so if I probably should have did a better job setting him up. I feel like still wondering who the hell Tyler O'Neill is. Outfielder, potentially DH in the Seattle system. I joke he's kind of what Seattle was hoping they got when they drafted Alex Jackson. Although, as Ralph reminds me, they are different types of players, which yes, they are. But point being is he's living up to being a high-level elite prospect. What Ralph was referring to was his 2015 season. He was in the Cal League, and his numbers, he put up 32 homers in that. And people thought it was, inflated, and, he didn't really have, that wasn't his true power, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So he gets bumped up to Double-A to the Southern League in 2016, and he improved across the board in every hitting, aspect. The homers were down a little. It was only at 24, but he improved his RBIs. They jumped up to 102. His batting average, as Ralph said, got to 293. So this was a more neutral hitting part, and he actually did much better as a hitter at a more advanced level. And he was actually younger at Double-A than he was for the level when he was at high A. Mm-hmm. So it's just astonishing that you start doing some research, digging to guys who are kind of flying under the radar. And this is a guy that I think a lot of people are starting to realize, wait a minute, how do I not have Tyler O'Neill ranked higher? And, by the time spring training rolls around, you're going to see a lot more talk and a lot more buzz about this guy. So if you're in a league that you can make moves off season, if this guy's owned somewhere, try to get him while you can, because the more publications that come out, the more top 100 prospect lists that come out, this guy is literally going to shoot up like a I don't know what, but it's going to be quick. It's going to be fast, and you're going to be sorry if you missed out on it.
Yeah, get him before I mess around and rank him in my top 10, in my top 100 coming at the end of February.